Hi, fourth graders. How are you? It's Ms.Wich. I just wanted to go and give you a little bit of an introduction to let you know what's going to be coming up in the next set of videos. I'm so proud of all the value cakes that you have shown me so far. They look amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so now moving on, what we're going to be doing is taking the color and the value and applying that to the inside of our cake. You already drew your cake. We're going to now use the value scale within the cake in the middle of the wedge that we cut out from it. Okay, and then I'm going to show you, or we're going to take the next couple weeks to finish coloring this, adding more value on the cake plate, and again, just making this look realistic. Okay, so let's go get started.
Hi boys and girls, welcome back. Your cakes look great. I'm so proud of what I've seen so far. Okay, we're moving on to the next part now, which is going to be doing our value. And the value is the main part of this project and what you're getting graded on as a whole. So the inside part of this cake, of what we cut away now, will be our value scale. It's exactly the same way that we did it when we did our practice 2 weeks ago. Okay, so for the inside part of your cake, here's your options. If you want to do a chocolate cake, you could use brown. If you want to do vanilla, you could use a yellow or a tan, like a golden cake. You could use a light yellow or a light orange. If you want red velvet, you could do a pink or a red. Really, I don't mind what color you choose. You can make it and get creative and even have a purple or a blue cake. It's up to you. I know there are all different kinds of cakes and flavors and coloring, so really you could choose whatever you want. But if you want it to look a little bit more realistic, you can use those other colors like I said. I'm going to choose for mine a type of pink. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit more colorful, kind of like a red velvet cake then, or a strawberry cake. And you need to use a colored pencil. I think colored pencils will work best, but if you don't have a colored pencil, don't worry about it. You can use crayon. Marker definitely will not work, but if you have crayon, you can use crayon. That'll work as well, but colored pencils will work best. Now, we're going to start also from the top and work our way down. I need you to do this in the direction that we drew it. So we're going to go on an angle, on a diagonal, and the first part of our cake, the first section here, is going to be done lightly. It is our lightest value. So again, look at my hand. It's back further, and I'm going to go in this diagonal direction, and I work my hand going across. I have less pressure, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of layers. I want a nice light value. This is my first value. And now if I have any white spots, I could go back very lightly and gently and go over that. Okay. And there I have my first value. I think it'll be easiest to go and do the right side. After you do the left side, do the same thing because your hand is already in that spot. You know how much pressure you used. So it'll be really easy to do the same thing on the opposite side. And remember, it's always easiest too to start off light and go dark, because once I go really hard, if I press too hard, I can't erase. It'll go back to its original color or the white, or it'll get smeary, and you don't want that to happen. So it's always easiest in this case not to do our pressure value scale, but to start off light and then work dark. Okay, so there's my first layer of value. Now I'm going to work my way down. It's okay to start here above that line so you don't have any white spots. Now, I didn't move my hand. I kept it in the same spot, and I'm doing it again. It looks exactly the same as the first one. So what I want to do now is make sure I either press a little bit harder, or I'm going to start to add another layer. You don't want a drastic change. You don't want it to go too dark too quickly. Remember, we could always go back and add another layer in if we need to. Okay, looks pretty good. And I go to the right side. I can always go and do that. Like I said, later on, make another layer if I feel it needs to be a little bit darker, or press a little bit harder to balance it out. It has to have a nice, I'm going to throw a big word at you here, gradation. Gradation means it's a gradual change. It doesn't go from light to dark automatically. Okay, there's my second layer of value. Looking good. I'm in the middle now, so now I'm going to move my hand down the pencil just a little bit. I don't want to keep doing a lot of layers. I want to start adding in more pressure now. Do my pressure. I got a little close. Don't worry, we're going to color the sides. If you go over the line a little bit, it's not a big deal. We're going to add some color to that next. You don't want to go in strips. Remember, you want to blend this. You don't want it to look like stripes. So if that ends up happening where I stopped and lifted up my pencil, I need to go back over it to blend it all in. Okay, my third value. What do you think? Looking pretty good here? It should be that medium value, medium. You could go up and down on the vertical to fill in any of those white spaces. As you hold it, always take it too. Stop for a minute, look back. I see that like in this spot here, it looks a little lighter. Always hold it away from your eye. Your eye will blend it and help see any mistakes or any areas where you might need to go back and just fix it up just a little bit. And again, I'm going over this just to get any white spots, but I'm doing it very, very lightly, so it'll pick up. It's not changing the color of it too much. So in the middle now, you should have a nice medium value. Now we're gonna start, I'm gonna move my hand down a little bit as well. When you get to that fourth layer, remember you want it to start looking darker. Now you can add more of that pressure. You can also go a little bit faster. Once you get to the middle, you can go faster along the edge here. Okay. And once I get to my sides, that's when I want to go slow because I don't want to go too fast out of the edges that I drew. Okay, so in some areas here, I see it's a little darker, but then I kind of lightened it up a little bit, so I definitely need to go back. Remember, this should be getting closer to our darkest value. So this is where I can go in and add that other layer. And if it overlaps, you don't want to have any white spots, or you don't really want to see that pencil line that I had over here, I'll go back and redraw over that pencil line, especially where it was lighter. Okay, there's my fourth value. And now for my final value. I'm going to press at the front of my pencil here, and now I am pressing harder. To make this my darkest. Back and forth. Again, I'll go over it lightly to get any white spots. And I'm thinking this is looking pretty good here. I see each level, each change in my value. Okay, go back over it one last time, give it one more layer, make sure it gets nice. And now if this ends up looking too dark and all the rest seem really light, it's not a big deal. You can go back, like I said, and do a very light, go back and give it one more layer, very lightly, but that extra layer will kind of all help it blend a little bit better, because you don't want it to look too light and then go right to dark. So it's okay to get that nice gradual change. And there you go. There's the inside of my cake that looks like my value scale. If you see any spots, again, hold it away from your face. Make your eyes blend, maybe come back to a little bit later, have your family look at it and see if there's any areas that you need to change or add an extra layer. Otherwise, it's good to go, and we will start the next part of this, which is the rest of our cake decorating. All right, good job. Excellent. See you soon. Bye, everyone.